Good morning. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. My name is Lydia. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'd like to start off by coming to a nice, comfortable seat. So you can use a block or a blanket, maybe even a bolster if you have one, just under the seat, just to bring the hips slightly higher than the knees. And we'll start here just by beginning to lift up through the crown. And starting to ground down through your sits bones. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale through the mouth as you relax the shoulders away from the ears. One more time here, nice deep inhale. Exhaling through the mouth, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Now you can close your eyes here if it's helpful, or just give a nice soft gaze towards the floor, whatever feels comfortable to you. And we'll start to breathe in and out through the nose, beginning to notice the quality of the breath. And here you just want to notice whether or not the breath gets stuck at the top of your inhale or at the bottom of your exhale. And we're not trying to change the breath here, we're just noticing. From here, moving into a three-part breathing. So you can bring a hand to heart center and one to low belly, or you can just keep your hands relaxed on your lap, on your thighs. And on your next inhale, begin to fill your belly. And then notice the ribs expand and the chest rise. Exhaling, your chest lowers. Hug the ribs and then gently just draw your navel towards your spine. And I want you to keep going here. Inhaling, filling up. Exhaling, gently drawing the navel toward the spine, emptying out the lungs. Starting to allow that exhale to be slightly longer than your inhale. Keep going. As we move through the practice, remembering that the breath is the main focus. Gently blink your eyes open. Give a few shoulder rolls back and forward. And from here, let's bring the hands together and just start to move them back and forth, creating a little heat between the hands. And from here, we're just going to cup the eyes and sort of just drop the head into the hands for just a moment. And just notice the warmth around the eye sockets. Take a few breaths here. Just feeling into any of those sensations. From here, we're just going to start to massage the forehead. And down the bridge of the nose. Around the eye socket. And then maybe some circular motions here at the temple. Moving to the cheeks, maybe some circular motions on the cheeks. And then in front of and behind the ears. Moving down the jawline. And then maybe from here moving into the neck. And into the shoulder. Release the hands back down to the lap. Maybe shake out the hands for just a moment. And let's switch feet. So go ahead and switch so that the opposite foot is in front. Sitting up nice and tall, bringing the hands back together. Forearms together. Lift your elbows, interlace your fingers, and we're just going to make some circular motions with the wrists. In one direction, continue with a nice, steady breath here. Thinking about filling the lungs and emptying the lungs. And switch directions. Inhale as you press through the palms, round the shoulders and drop your chin to chest. Exhale, release, re-interlace your fingers behind you and start to press down through the tops of the hands, lifting up through the heart, maybe look up, or just keep the gaze forward. Exhale, release. From here, bringing hands to the shoulders, working on some mobility here, just making some circles. Exhaling as you draw the elbows together, inhaling as you open up. Switch directions. And release, shake out the hands. Maybe give a few shoulder rolls here. And let's go ahead and come off of the block or blanket, bolster, whatever is underneath of you. And go ahead and extend your legs out in front. We're going to lean back into the hands and just start to shake out the leg bone from the hip sockets. Lift up through the heart, maybe look up, or just keep your gaze forward. So whatever feels good to the neck and shoulders, but try not to sink down into the shoulders, but lift up and out, lifting up through the heart. And then point and flex the feet a few times. Scooting the leg bone back into the hip socket. Make your way into staff posture. Place your hands down next to your hips. Palms pressing gently down into the mat. Flex your feet. So inhale as you flex your feet, lift up through your crown. And let's start to make some circles with the ankles here. Exhaling as you press the toes away. Inhaling as you flex towards the body. Think about opening the toes nice and wide, spreading your toes nice and wide here. And move slowly. Just start to notice any tightness that you might be feeling. Just notice your body today. And then switch directions. And then one more time, shake it out. Point and flex. Do what feels good. Come back into seated. And we're just going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh, just above the knee. So you can use a blanket as a little bit of cushion in between the legs here. That always feels good. And we're just going to start to massage the foot. So just up and down the sole of the foot. And even starting to sort of spread the bones of the foot apart. So massaging in between those bones. Spreading the toes nice and wide. Using your fingers here to spread the toes. A little massage, a little extra massage here to the ball of the foot. And then maybe some circular motions around the heel. Continue to breathe here. Maybe a little massage to the ankle and the Achilles tendon. And then let's switch. So extend your right leg. We're going to cross left ankle over the right thigh, just above the knee. And you can stay here on the leg, or you can use your blanket as an extra cushion. Again, we're just massaging the sole of the foot up and down. Thinking about spreading the bones in the top of the foot and the toes. Maybe a little extra massage here to the ball of the foot. Just take your time. Some circular motions around the heel. And then maybe even a little massage to the ankle. All right. So go ahead and re-extend that left leg. Move your blanket out of the way. And let's make our way over onto the side body. So let's come on over to the left side body. We're going to lie down. Extend your left arm so that your head is resting on your arm here. And we're going to bring our knees to 90 degrees. All right. So you can keep one hand in front, or you can just bring your arm along the side body here, your right arm along the side body. Relax your head. Make sure your head is nice and relaxed here so that you're not putting any strain in the neck and shoulders. If you're feeling like a little unbalanced here, then you can bring your hand back to your mat. That just helps with a little more stability here. And what we're going to do is we're going to flex the feet. And we're going to inhale, lift the top leg just to hip height, and then exhale, bring it back down. We're going to do this nice and slow. Inhale, lifting the knee, keep the foot flexed. Exhale, bring the knees back together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. 3 more times on this side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. One more. All right. So just stay here for a moment. Take maybe 3 breaths before we move into our next pose. So just breathing, just noticing any sensations in the body. And each one of these movements that we're going to do, we're going to focus on trying to move through about 6 times. One more breath here. All right. So keeping the feet flexed. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift that top knee just slightly. Exhale, draw the knee towards the chest. Inhale, extend that top leg. So press through the heel. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knee back towards the chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, extend. Keep going. Three more. One more here. Extend the leg. Exhale, bring the knees back together. Stay here for just a moment. Let's take maybe 3 breaths here. Maybe a little massage around the hip joint can feel good. All right. So from here, we're going to bring hand to hip. Keep the heart nice and open. So draw your shoulder back just a bit to keep the heart nice and open. Inhale, lift the knee. Take a breath. Extend the leg. And we're just going to make some circles here. So about 6 in each direction. Small, controlled movements. Keep your foot flexed. And after your 6 moving in one direction, go ahead and do 6 in the opposite direction. Exhale, bring the knees back together. Take 3 breaths here. Maybe again massaging the hip joint. Just take your time. All right, again, bringing hand to hip. We're going to extend that top leg. We're flexing through the heel. You're going to inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. About 6 times here. One more. Exhale, bring the knees back together for 3 breaths. Let's keep the feet together as we open the knees. So you're going to inhale, open the knees, and then exhale, bring the knees back together. About 6 times here. Take your time. Bring the knees back together after your last lift. And again, maybe massaging some circular motions around the hip joint. Take a few breaths. From here, we're going to bring the hand to hip. We're going to keep the knees together and we're just going to lift the top foot. So about 6 times here. Take your time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep flexing through the heel. Keep breathing. One more for 6. And release. Take a moment, take a few breaths. Bring your right hand back down to your mat. We're going to use the hands to inhale our way back up to seated. So hand and forearm, inhale your way back into a seated posture. And then we're just going to move over to the other side. We're going to do the other side. So come on down to the side body. Extend that right arm as a sort of a cushion for the head here. Keep the head nice and relaxed. We're going to bring the knees up to 90 degrees. All right. So flex your feet. Take a few moments here. Just take a breath or two. So again, you can bring your hand to your mat for extra stability, or allow the arm to rest alongside the top of the body. All right. So wherever you're at, on your next inhale, we're going to start to inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, release. 6 times here. Take your time. And after your last lift, once you bring the knees and the legs back together, maybe just making some circular motions around the hip joint, taking just a few breaths here. All right, again, relaxing that top arm along the side body, or even bringing hand to your mat for the extra stability. From here, we're going to exhale as we draw that top knee towards the chest. Inhale, extend the leg. Flexing through your heel. Exhale, draw the knee in. Inhale, extend the leg. Keep moving 4 more times here. Nice and slow. And then after your last time, bring your knees back together. Take a few breaths. Just notice how the body feels. Maybe again, some circular motions around the hip joint, just massaging that hip joint. All right, from here, bringing hand down to your mat, or you can even bring your hand to hip. So whatever feels good to you. Continue to think about keeping the heart nice and open for a nice deep breath. We're going to extend that top leg, and we're just going to make some circular motions in each direction. So 6 times in each direction. Continue to flex through your heel. Switch directions. And bring the knees back together, giving a little massage around the hip joint, taking a breath or two here. You know, if this is uncomfortable to keep the head here on the arm, you want to keep your arm extended, but you can also place a blanket in between your head and your arm that might feel good to you. All right, so from here, we're going to bring the hand to hip. We're going to extend that top leg. We're flexing through the heel, and we're just going to inhale, lift, exhale, lower. And then after your last lift, you can start to bring the knees back together. Again, a little massage around the hip joint. Take a few breaths. This time we're bringing hand to hip. We're keeping the shoulder back. We're keeping our heart nice and open. We're going to keep the feet together and keep the feet flexed. As you inhale, open the knees. Exhale, lower. 6 times here. Take your time. And release. Take a few breaths. This time, we're going to keep the knees together and we're just going to lift the top foot. So flex through your heels. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep going. 6 times here. For 3. 4. 5. 6. And release. Take a breath or two. Using hand and forearm to inhale your way back up to seated. Let's go ahead and come on to all fours. And from here, you can go ahead and bring a blanket under the knees for a little extra cushion. That feels good to you. We're going to come into a tabletop position for a little cat-cow movement. So working on some spinal mobility here. Knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Look towards the top of your mat. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale as you draw the navel towards the spine. Inhale, start to lift up through the heart and look forward. Exhale, chin to chest, round your spine, tuck your tailbone, empty out the lungs. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale, draw the navel toward the spine. Inhale, lift up through the heart, look forward. Exhale, chin to chest, round your spine, tuck your tailbone, empty the lungs. Inhale, once again back to neutral. Let's do one more. Inhale, lift up through the heart, look forward. Exhale, chin to chest. Round your spine, tuck your tailbone. Inhale back to neutral, and this time go ahead and press the hips back towards the heels, and we're going to come into a nice full child's pose. So from here, you're going to bring the tip of your forehead to your mat, and you're going to rest the arms down alongside the body here. Palms are facing up. If your hips don't make it all the way to your heels, that's okay. If you want to keep the knees open, that's also okay. Try to relax the shoulders as much as you can here. And just breathing. We're going to slide the hands next to the knees, palms down. And on your next inhale, I'd like for you to start to roll yourself back up one vertebrae at a time. Your head will come up last. From here, we're going to make our way onto the knees. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, make your way into tabletop. So check your alignment here as you look towards the top of your mat. On your next exhale, drawing the navel towards the spine. Inhale, start to lift up through the heart, look forward. Exhale, round the spine. Tuck the tailbone, chin to chest. Inhale, neutral. Twice more. Inhale, lift up through the heart, look forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, navel in. Inhale, lift up through the heart, look forward. Exhale, round. From here, inhale the arms back overhead. You're on your knees here. We're going to exhale, make our way back into full child's pose, resting arms down next beside the body, palms facing up, tip of the forehead relaxed on your mat, shoulders are relaxed. Again, your knees can be open or together, whatever feels good. If your hips don't make it all the way to your heels, that's okay. Breathe. Slide your hands back next to your knees, palms on your mat. On your next inhale, roll yourself back up. Head comes up last. We're going to slide this right knee forward. And left knee back. So we're coming into a nice pigeon pose here. And actually, let's move the blanket out of the way. So we're sliding the left knee between the hands, right knee back. Inhale, lift up through the heart. You're sitting back on your left heel here. All right. We're going to square the hips off, and we're lifting up through the heart, looking forward. Take a breath or two here. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and make your way all the way down to your mat. You can use a blanket here under the forearms or under the head here if you like. So we're just going to come all the way down. Stack the hands, Resting forehead on the hands here. Trying to keep the hips nice and square. We're just going to take a few breaths. On your next inhale, we're just going to press into the hands. Inhale our way back up. Keep your blanket here in front. We're going to slide the left knee forward and slide the right knee back. So we're sitting back on the right heel this time. Lift up through your heart, square off your hips, and just take a few breaths here. On your next exhale, make your way all the way down to the mat. We're going to stack the hands, rest the forehead on the hands here. Let's take maybe 3 or 4 breaths here. When you're ready, we're just going to use our hands to inhale our way back up. We're going to slide the left knee forward. We're going to sit back on the heels, make your way into a full child's pose once more. So knees can be open or together, whatever feels good. Resting tip of the forehead on your mat, arms down by your sides, palms facing up. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. Sliding the hands back next to the knees. On your next inhale, make your way back up to seated. Head comes up last. Let's come back to seated on a blanket or your blocks. Coming back into a nice easy pose here. Take a nice deep breath in as you lift up through your crown. Exhale through the mouth. Let's do that twice more. Inhale, filling up. Exhale through the mouth, relaxing the shoulders. Once more, inhale through the mouth, through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Bringing hands together at heart center. Thank you all so much for joining me in this gentle yoga practice this morning. Peace and blessings. Namaste.